Let's talk about A Year in the Life, a television series that's highly acclaimed. You can see it here on Channel 3 on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. In a moment, I'm going to introduce you to the family's son-in-law, Adam Arkan, but you'll see him first in this scene. So let's take a look at some moments from A Year in the Life.
Baby is finally asleep.
Listen to this, honey. Edward Maskett, 88, of natural causes.
Why do you read these things?
Listen. At his home, survived by his loving wife, Nell, 4 children, 15 grandchildren, 6 great-grandchildren. Oh, I gotta tell you, baby, that is the way to go. I mean, you're in your own home, there's birds chirping outside the window, you're surrounded by scores of loving, grieving offspring. Oh, yes!
You're out of your mind.
Listen to this, though. Elliot Webb, 37 years old, of a heart attack.
Honey, you don't have a history of heart disease in your family.
37 years old, honey. 37. Didn't even leave a wife, just a fiancé in a hospital room.
All right, Adam Arkan, you just saw him there. He's been in Busting Loose, the miniseries Pearl. He's had a recurring role in L.A. Law. He plays his son-in-law on A Year in the Life. Here's Adam Arkan. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me. You know, the series, A Year in the Life, has a different feeling and a texture to it than a sitcom like Busting Loose or than a drama like L.A. Law. What makes it that way? It's just a feeling about the thing.
I think the producers and who are also the head writers on the show have really made an effort to make a show about real life, everyday life. And the minutia at which the detail is explored still somehow manages to be dramatic and exciting, and hopefully reminds people of their own lives. That's the main difference.
Just a reality base.
Yeah.
That doesn't occur on most sitcoms. Are kind of on an energy level and in a world where things have to happen at a certain pace in order for them to be funny.
Exactly.
This is at a different pace.
Or size, you know.
When we were showing the clip, a couple of guys in the audience were laughing at your lines when you're reading about the kids dying. But when you do them, I mean, you're just doing them in the studio, it must be kind of rewarding just to hear actual laughter from an audience for your work like that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Although we have a crew that is, they're a great crew professionally, but they're, just like a lot of the actors, very undisciplined when it comes to cracking up. So we do get that fulfillment on the set every once in a while.
Then you have to do take 4 because you have a laugh on the soundtrack.
It's a small price to pay, though.
I think so. You play a son-in-law of the Gardner family.
Yeah.
The Gardner family is your wife is doing a couple things at the same time on the show. Joyce Atkinson, she's got
Jane.
Excuse me. You got a little child on the show, and she's got a career in the family business, plastics.
Yeah, she just gave that up. Actually, the character just decided that she really missed being home with the baby and was losing out on the experience of watching her grow and change. And so there was an episode where we dealt with her feeling that she had to be at home for a while.
Flip that into your own life. You have a 10-month-old daughter, Molly, and on the show, you've got your child. It must be good for an actor to be working from such a source.
It's ideal.
Yeah.
It's ideal. It's really made me feel like there was something in my life that I was meant to be concentrating on now, because whether I'm at home or I'm at work, I'm thinking about the same issues, you know, and having to deal with what that means on a personal level. And it's also great because the work gives me a perspective on what's going on at home. So it really, I'm at a time in my life where I just feel really blessed.
That is good.
All the way around, yeah.
Your father, Alan Arkan, is a man I've read about, has always included the family in his work. It wasn't a case of, oh, Dad's off on location. It was kind of like everyone going along. So that was a good example for you there.
Very much so, yeah. Even if we weren't technically working with him, he kept the family together, and we traveled all over together and got into all sorts of trouble together.
Because think of a lot of your father's great performances from The In-Laws with Peter Falk, The Russians Are Coming, Little Murders, and so forth. As a kid, when did you realize first that your father had a job that was different than, say, the next-door neighbor or the guy across the street, that he was in show business, that he was an actor?
I think it probably hit me that something was going on when we were sneaking through the subterranean walkways of a theater on Broadway that he was appearing on. And he, at that time, had a tremendous difficulty dealing with fans. It made him very nervous. And the show was a big hit on Broadway. He hadn't done any films yet. And I guess I was about 8 years old. And I saw his kind of desperate need to not have to confront the world's reaction to his celebrity at that point. And that made a big impression on me.
How about now as
you're walking through tunnels as a
sure,
kid,
to get to, for your dad to get to work. How about for yourself? Did any of that rub off on you? I mean, there are many actors in your generation who take swings at photographers and throw things at them and go like this and don't want to have anything to do with the general public coming up to them.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on that?
Well, first of all, I have to answer honestly and say that I have never been involved in anything that would create that kind of pressure. People will occasionally know that I'm on a show. More often than not, people are like, "Hey, didn't you date my sister?"
They see that face. They know it from somewhere.
Yeah, but I'm not dealing with the kind of thing that a Sean Penn would have to go through. Quite honestly, though, I think if I was confronted with the little bit of attention I've had to deal with, I actually kind of enjoy. Because I'm still at a stage where it means that people are watching what I do, and I like to have that feedback. I'm sure you know what that feels like.
Absolutely. And Will, like the description of your character in A Year in the Life, amiable character.
Yeah, amiable.
Yeah, it's all right, though. That's what the publicist wrote. An amiable bozo. Adam, I thank you very much for being here. Don't forget, A Year in the Life, 9 o'clock on Wednesday nights. Big cast and a good one. Please watch.
People's lives who depend on it.
Good point.